Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Trash Talk Experience. This is your boy Abob. That's my friend Trey. That's my friend Sun. Another week, another mass shooting in the US.
Right now, we are desensitized to killings.
No, that's what, I was listening to a podcast. They were like, American podcasts are like, it's comedians, and then they were like, oh yeah, we want to be serious, but like we want to be making jokes normally, but like you can't make jokes about the situation. So the situation itself, like they were saying, when they heard like it was an elementary school, they were like shocked.
What is elementary school, sir?
Like kids, like
primary
9,
school.
10, like middle school here, like
lower than primary.
Yeah,
like
lower.
Primary school, except not like year 6, year 5.
Yeah.
It's to year 4.
So they were like, oh, because if we had heard it was a high school, we would have been like, oh, just another high school. But then because it was an elementary school, they were like more shocked about it, which is kind of like
I'm
weird.
confused though. Why did he go to an elementary school and not like his high school or something?
Yeah, that's what normally happens with school shooters. They just take revenge against.
Bro, school shooters evolving like COVID, bro.
Yeah, like
But
a new variant of
That was
school
the best
shooters
thing
coming
about
out or
COVID.
something.
During COVID, I didn't hear any of these stories.
Because they're all from home, bro.
Home shootings were happening rather than school shootings. That was the issue. Yeah, like you could make an argument that
COVID did good for school shooting numbers. They got the numbers down.
but like there was other
So
stuff.
COVID
happening.
wasn't all bad then. You must say that.
Like yeah, people were like treating each other much nicer.
Yeah.
sure.
than-
And it made my job interesting.
And so
No, but you could argue that COVID caused this because this kid might have messed up his mind over COVID in
Because of the
lockdown,
isolation.
and then once he came out of isolation, he went crazy.
shit, bro, you put me on spot. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like I'm just making random things up. But anyway, so do you think Americans have become desensitized? Like we over here, we look at school shootings, like we're not affected by it. Like I'm not like mourning
I don't
about
know,
it.
bro. I was crying last night, bro.
You
I
were
couldn't take
about
it.
what?
About
You
the
just cry
shooting,
every
bro.
night. Like no,
I
that
think
might be a different
it's
issue.
anecdotal, but I kind of agree with you. When this happens every other day,
Yeah.
back when I was growing up in Pakistan around 2007, 8, and 9, there used to be suicide bombings literally every week,
Yeah.
and during mosque.
Yeah.
And so for me, on every Friday we used to have schools that finish early,
Yeah.
and I don't want to pray, to be honest, because it was like a 1 hour situation, bro. Like
Yeah.
the whole
right,
sermon, the
Tarawih or
whole
something.
part.
Yeah.
And it was hot too. So for me, I was trying to weasel my way out of the praying part. So I used to say, should I go to pray now? It could be suicide bombing. Because every other week there used
There
to
was
be like
one, yeah.
20, 30.
Bro, Son was just coordinating the suicide bombing just so he didn't have to pray.
Yeah. But it was like nowhere near you at the
No,
same
but
time.
eventually, I mean, it was across whole Karachi. But
Was
then,
it?
yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah.
Like before, like around 2006 to 2009, that
Yeah.
era, that time. And for me, like, we got used to it so much that if 30 people died, we were like, not a big thing to
Not
be
a big thing, yeah. Like because what's it called? Like even like other like the motivation for this one didn't make sense, as you were saying. Like he
What
didn't
was
even,
for this one?
like it doesn't make sense. Like he just showed up at random school.
Did he
Like,
have a manifesto or anything?
Nah, he just like I wanted to like he told someone prior like he was gonna go shoot up a school out of like the blue. He never like made any claims. You know, like the one we were talking about last week, the Buffalo guy.
Yeah.
He put out like a
Manifesto, he had
biography
reason
about
for it,
himself.
everything,
Yeah. With this one, it didn't make any sense. Or you were talking about like bombings and stuff. I thought you were gonna bring up. You know how like the school shooting happened in
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Yes, yeah.
Where was that?
That was in Peshawar.
Peshawar.
Yeah.
So there was this. It was like a coordinated like militia like terrorist group, like 6 of them. They broke into like a military kids school. So like it was a school for army kids essentially, and they killed like 150 kids and teachers and stuff. But like with
that
one,
was terrible because we saw some videos post aftermath and there was blood, like because they happened in basement.
Yeah.
And it was like buckets of blood.
yeah.
150 people. That's not a
Yeah.
small
And-
number.
And even with that, like the thing was, not that it makes sense, but like it was like a coordinated like terrorist group. Like they all planned it out, and then they were able to. But with this kid, it was just one kid.
Yeah.
He just bought 2 guns on his 18th birthday and just decided out of the blue that he was going to
up a
go
school.
shoot up a school. So like it does, like other shootings have like some sort of motive behind this, but then this one or other school shootings like didn't make any sense. It was like kind of weird in that sense.
It is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would make it no weird then? Like, do you want a rationale behind the whole thing?
No,
Just-
like
But like
it's
the other
always
guys at
weird.
least had some sort of motivation. You can understand the context behind it and everything. Like you don't necessarily agree with it, and I don't think anyone agrees with it. Oh well, some crazies might.
Yeah.
but like at least you can understand the rationale behind it.
Like it makes you question like how does a random like 18-year-old kid or like young kid
Because
get like this thought in his head that he wants to shoot up a school?
genuinely,
See, the thing is, let's say if I were to say I want to kill X person,
Yeah,
would you guys drop me in?
obviously. Or like
you've already
depends.
told me, and I haven't dubbed you.
Yeah,
So-
you've
so, like,
made that claim so many
so
times
many
that I've
times,
become desensitized.
So the thing is, what if one time I actually end up doing this, and then it's gonna be like, it all makes sense. He was always like this aggressive guy.
Exactly.
So like you can't blame people.
Yep, don't put out this energy.
No,
then.
but and obviously we don't think you're actually gonna do it. If you did it, then it would be a different story, right?
Yeah,
But I genuinely think like to get to the point where you hate someone or something so much that instead of dealing with the emotions and stuff, it gets to the point where you, whether it's stab someone or whether it's shoot someone or whatever, it
Yeah.
gets to the point where you actually physically want to harm or kill someone.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be a mental illness at
Yeah.
that point. No one that's mentally
stable would do that.
Stable.
Yeah,
would get to the point of whether it's anger or outrage or coordinated or whatever, get to the point where you actually kill someone. Like you take another life.
no, you know how like they try to like decipher like with specifically with school shooters what motivates them, and the number one thing they talk about is like, oh, the kid was bullied
Mm.
by people at the school, so he wanted to exact revenge. Or like there was like trouble at his house, like he was physically abused by his parents, so he was
Yeah.
angry at the world. He ended up doing it.
Yeah.
That's what you normally
What about
think
this
about.
guy? Was he like any?
No one knows at the moment. Like he
They haven't
first
discovered their parents. There's nothing of
he
that.
shot his grandmother
Already didn't have a father figure or something. That seems to be a common theme.
with
among
maybe.
her.
So he shot his grandmother. He bought two AR-15
just
prior to leaving to school, shoot the school.
So
His
random.
grandmother survived, or like it's in critical condition or something. But yeah, he decided that he took the family car, crashed it in front of the school, jumped over the
But
fence.
the other thing is it's not even just like you're super angry at something, and it's not like Son where he's like, I want to kill this guy in the moment, right?
It's
Yeah.
podcast. Come on.
He never said that.
Yeah.
for
I was
sure,
talking
of
about
course,
another
yeah.
friend's son. And it was like it's not an like a sudden reaction to something that happened. I want to kill this guy, or
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this school, or whatever. It's I'm going to shoot up this school. I have to buy guns. I have to go to the groceries. I have to shoot my grandmother. Then I have to drive. Then jump the fence. Then shoot some.
I think
kids,
the most
and then-
unnecessary part was shooting grandmother. Like, why would he
I
do
don't know.
that, man? This is confusing. And once you've done that, the whole drive to the school, I think, how would you manage to drive that far with the whole the conscience?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like at no point along the whole way does his anger subside or does his motivation subside, and he realizes, oh shit, this is a weird
Bro,
idea.
this is why I don't endorse rock music. Rock and metal music. That is why people get angry. Like,
yeah.
Well, they blame like music. They blame like
Paramore,
the kid might be playing video games that were violent or whatever.
I actually
Like
read
Led
a study that
Zeppelin,
said video
yeah.
games actually make kids more intelligent.
That's why we're so smart, bro.
Yeah,
We've been
bro,
playing all the
100%,
time.
bro.
No, but like I never got this like the connection between violent video games and like kids doing violence in real world.
because you never play video games, so.
Yeah, bro. Like when
Me?
I was playing
Yeah.
GTA,
All my life growing up, I've played video games. It's just recently I've stopped playing.
bro, when I was playing GTA, sometimes I got mixed up and I actually went physically to a store. I didn't realize it was real life.
So you just stole and then like
I stole
punched the
something
guy.
and then,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't.
bad, bro.
Yeah, but like I don't get. I
Oh.
never got that point. Like when they say like, oh yeah,
That
like
joke,
oh
bro.
it's the violence or like
Sorry.
it's like the kid was bored or whatever. Like he just did it. No one out of boredom. Like Son is bored all the time, and I'm like, I don't know if he's at the urge to just like, oh, I want to kill
Yeah,
someone
bro,
just because I'm
sometimes
bored.
I do have temptation. Like when I used to work at LD, I thought of like killing all the management. But like,
Actually, or like,
I mean, like not actually, bro.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
like physical
bro.
harm, like
Yeah.
punch them
Bro,
and walk
if
away.
Son was in America, I think there'd be another shooting.
You never know with this kid, bro.
It's
I'm
too
Glad your
logistically-
parents moved you here and not to America, bro.
Logistically, I think
I'm
it's
kind of
too
glad too
difficult.
because guns are like so OP, man.
Yeah, it's
like
too,
within-
logistically too difficult with a knife because you have to actually be physically strong as well.
Yeah,
But like, Son,
some
gun,
might not be able to pull this off.
they-
Yeah, but yeah, let's get to like. Obviously, it was sad what happened. Like the kids who survived the event, they are like telling like traumatized stories about like how they survived. There was one girl who was saying she smeared blood on herself to pretend to look like she was dead. So kids,
She
those
will go
kids are-
far, bro. She will go far.
Yeah,
Shit,
so
that's an
she-
elementary school kid as well, right?
Yeah, and
Damn.
yeah. So she's smart enough to do that. The parents of the kids who died, they're like messed for life. Like they're never gonna be able to
Yeah, of
recover
course.
from this. Sad that it happened. Hopefully it never happens again. But why the hell does America have this gun culture, bro? It never makes any sense to me.
Bro, it's
The
so
thing is, if
bad.
everyone had guns, then it would be fine, bro. Like the other kids.
Do you really think? Everyone does have guns, bro. There's more
Alright,
guns.
Trash talk, bro.
So, population of America is 332 million, right? I just googled it.
Yeah, I did this. I think we looked at the same facts because
Okay.
everyone's got a gun, and then 63 million people can get extra guns.
Okay, do you know how many guns there are in America?
391 million then.
I read 400 million, but same
Close
same
enough.
shit.
close
Yeah.
enough.
400 million for a population of 332 million.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Do you really need that many guns?
But even if, like, at this point, America's too long gone, bro. You
Yeah.
can't do what Australia did and buy back guns or throw them away or whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Because there's 400 million of them.
Yeah. How do you get rid of 400
Like,
million guns?
logistically, bro, what kind of funding would you need to
buy them
collect,
back?
even just collect them, bro?
Well, they have money. They could do it if they wanted to. Like,
Bro,
they,
they're
they
trillion in debt.
well, they,
Money
they,
isn't a thing to them.
yeah, they spend money on like wars and stuff. They could do this if they wanted to. But like, just like out of like providing context why America has this, there's like a historical context. They believe in that
Oh, yeah.
Second Amendment right stuff.
bro.
Like, or
I heard
yeah,
that crap in there, bro.
or it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, or us to us like
You're not one of
living.
the founding fathers, bro.
Yeah,
You
we're
don't
not
have-
we're not part of their
Exactly,
like discovery or whatever. But like they have that Second Amendment right, which says every person has the right to bear arms. Is that I think that's the wording that they use. And then they have like freedom just before that. So the First Amendment is like everyone has the freedom to free speech, blah blah blah. So they protect those two things very sacredly. Then they have like the political structure which promotes this kind of stuff. You know, like I don't know what like is a good comparison, but like there's the oil lobby around the world. Like oil companies have enough power that they can motivate a country to like change their policies, invade a country. Similarly with this like gun lobby in America, they have enough power or enough money to like back a like a whole political party like the Republican Party
No,
that they have.
But one of the differences is like, so I saw a question online. It was like, after 9/11, why were there so many changes to airport security and everything, blah blah? Like it was a massive terror
overhaul,
attack,
yeah.
right? But there was a massive overhaul from the government
Yeah.
over international security measures, airport measures, all this stuff. And then when
If you have a beard, you're screwed kind of stuff.
exactly
Yeah.
when there's like literally shootings every day of the year, every calendar day of the year, and there's no money that's been put into anything. There's nothing.
The thing
that's
is,
been
how
done.
can you avoid this? This is an unfixable solution.
How you can how can
Like, there's too many schools to protect. There are too many. Like, 16 kids is too many.
Bro, Uvalde, the town had a SWAT team, man. A town of 16,000 population. They have a goddamn SWAT team.
Like they could increase the security, but like, is that really the thing that you need to put?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not the crux of the issue, though. The
So-
issue is like multifaceted. Like
Yeah.
it's about mental
I
illness.
heard
It's about,
you learned a new word today. Multifaceted, eh?
that's not
I've
a
heard
new
it
word,
twice
by the way.
today, and this was before the podcast, which,
Fair enough.
shit, bro. I
It's
told
a
you
good
all.
word to know, but yeah, like, yeah, as he's
Now, you
saying,
can use your multifaceted theory
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Like, let's go back into it.
as he's saying, like the politicians that are in support of like gun lobbies, they're saying exactly what you were saying, like, oh, make the schools like more protected or whatever. Is that really the logical thing to do? There's one who's like Ted Cruz. He's like the most famous one out of them Republicans,
Yeah.
other than Trump. He was literally like, oh, schools need to have one door that kids can go in and out of, and there needs to be armed guards in front of it.
Yeah.
And people like that sounds like a prison. He's like, oh well, yes. So is that really the logical thing to do? Like if there's school shootings happening or shootings happening in general, you can't just
Do you reckon
protect
guards
every
would
building.
sacrifice their life for 30, 40K or whatever the money they make? I would.
No, and even the police officers. Apparently, there's been stories that the police officers didn't like break into the
Yeah, I read
school
that.
straight away because they were like, "Oh, we need to
But
protect
some of them
ourselves."
got their kids and
They're bounced, yeah.
Anyway, when he says like they should have security and armed guards and everything, for a town of 16,000, I want you to guess what % of their budget goes to the police.
20. I don't know, just making it up. 20.
13.
13? 20?
Yeah.
40% of the town's budget goes to the police, bro.
Bro, if people's money
they
is going
they
that
have a
much,
goddamn SWAT team and they're
Yeah.
still asking for more security. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
doesn't make any sense. So
it's
like,
absolutely like spastic, man. Like, America's a third world country, bro.
it is realistically it is
100%.
like it doesn't make any sense with
Yeah.
the laws that they have. There was one what's it called, just like a news anchor or whatever on
Mhm.
Fox News. Fox
Mhm.
News is like all these
Yeah, yeah,
pro
yeah.
gun people like watch these news and whatever. So his name is Tucker Carlson, I believe. He literally said like, rather than looking into the guns, we should look into the mental health of like the
Yeah.
school shooter, and maybe the strict lockdown laws That's what caused this guy to like go rogue or whatever. So they try to deflect this like
see,
situation.
mental health I can't agree with. Like
Like that makes sense. Yeah,
that's the only thing they can fix though. They can't fix the gun.
they can, bro. Why?
No, but like you said 400 million guns for 330 million people.
How can they fix the mental health of like say 100 million people? If that's how many crazy people there could potentially be.
Yeah, but if there were 100 million crazy people, then you would be seeing school shootings
Something
like day in day
called
out.
like, I don't know, it's a weird concept being thrown around other countries, like universal healthcare or something like that.
Damn,
Yeah.
bro.
Like,
I don't think so that could apply to this, bro. But like, yeah, if you could, like, you can't get into a person's mind and know what they're about to do. Like, even as sound as like I look or you look, we have the potential to
Thanks,
go
bro.
crazy one day. So how can
Speak
you?
for yourself, man.
Yeah, how can you know like I couldn't go crazy? But if you stop
No,
me
but-
from potentially getting guns, that could stop me from killing people if I went
but
crazy or whatever.
like that's true, but at the
But
same
that's mental, like, sorry.
in the same vein, like you can say, okay, if you have any symptoms of going crazy or if blah blah, like you don't feel like you're yourself, then you can go and attend this clinic or go to the hospital or something and sort yourself out. Like,
Yeah, but
it's both. Like it's both issues. Like the gun
No.
control is a massive issue.
yeah, but like the thing, like we were talking about, like you mentioned earlier, like Australia, we bought back guns, and New Zealand did the same after
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Christchurch shooting. Canada had a similar mass shooting event. They, did a massive like overhaul of their like gun laws and stuff.
Yeah.
Norway, when that guy went crazy and killed
Oh,
like
yeah.
a lot of people, they did the same thing. So it has worked. Like having more gun control has worked in other countries.
Yeah,
So
100%.
why not in America then? So
it's too late now, though. Like,
oh, bro, it's never too.
No,
what do
but
you
you can
mean?
make an attempt. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna reduce it to some degree. It's not like it has to go from all to nothing. It can go from 100% gun control, like 100% of guns available to like 50% of guns available, or make it more difficult to buy guns. The guns that are out there are still out there.
Yeah.
But at least make it more difficult so this new 18-year-olds, because it's generally young assailants, right?
Yeah.
It's like new shooters will be. It would
but
make it
that
more
goes
difficult for them to get
against
guns
what our
everywhere.
founding fathers fought for, Second Amendment, and I don't think that's the way forward, bro.
But like the
Guns are right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real talk.
well, like the founding fathers, they probably didn't expect their country to be this idiotic as well. They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a good country.
Bro, but you know what the leading cause of death of children children and adolescents from 0 to 19 is?
Like self-harm.
No,
with
gun
guns or-
show.
It's firearms.
Firearms, yeah.
Firearms is the leading cause of death in America. Sorry.
And that means like it could be potentially people within your own home because they own a gun. Kids get caught in the crossfire or
Yeah,
whatever.
anything like that. Yeah.
Or
yeah.
like they accidentally pick up a gun, shoot themselves or something.
And for that to be the leading cause of death in a first world country is insane.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
similarly,
ridiculous.
like a lot of firearm deaths are suicide. So people, a lot of
Yeah.
them are shooting themselves with guns.
Yeah.
I know like they could kill themselves with other things, but
Through heroin and roofies.
no, like that takes a longer time, bro, to like kill yourself with like, unless you overdose crazy, but like with a gun, you can straight
Now
kill
we
yourself.
just saw this case file
Oh,
documentary
Right. Yeah.
About what?
about this Indian chick
Bro,
Anu
it's
Singh,
so weird.
and so she drugged her boyfriend through roofies. She fed him heroin. Across and everyone in her friend circle knew of this, and she got 2 years of,
She had a party to celebrate his passing, and the guy had no idea.
and everyone in the party knew of the whole thing. So she told her friends, "I'm gonna kill him tonight," and everyone thought she was joking.
Where was this?
No,
It's in
I thought
Australia.
she was joking.
She was
but
joking.
An
I don't think
Australian.
they did, bro.
In Australia, yeah, for sure.
If they thought she was joking, they would have mentioned it to the boyfriend and stuff, but they didn't. Anyway, so
it was
this-
in Melbourne, I think. It was
Yeah.
some like Brisbane or something, and the boyfriend obviously died, and she got a prison sentence for 2 years, 4 years,
4 years.
2 years suspended.
So it was prison sentence was 10 years because of the length of the legal case. They backdated it, so she only had to
yeah.
spend 4 years in jail.
And she did a bachelor's of psychology during jail time.
No,
And
she did her master's during jail
Masters.
time. She did her bachelor's while she was in court and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
she
she could
graduated
leave
bachelor's
the jail
masters.
to go to uni, and how crazy
Yeah,
is
she
that?
got day leave to go to jail to do her
No,
masters.
so what did they give as a reason for like such a lax
Mental health.
sentencing?
Yeah, mental health. And
Well-
and bro, now she's a professor at University of Sydney. Like it's insane, man.
I need to look up
She's
this
done a
woman, bro.
PhD and everything.
I need to look
I
up
don't
this
know if
woman.
she's a professor or she's just
I
like
don't know
a
if she's a professor, but she does research there, and she's
Yeah.
she's done a PhD there.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
insane.
Like bringing it back to America as well, a lot of the cases, what happens is like if it's a kid like this, like if it's someone that they don't think is like a terroristic threat, like if it wasn't a brown guy, wasn't a Muslim, they do give them lax sentences at times as
Yeah.
well. So there's been a few instances where they've committed a major crime like this, and then they've got far less sentences than anyone of like say a different background. So like there are stupid like ways even the law deals with these situations, and I think it doesn't motivate people to do it more, but then at the same time it's not like it's not like discouraging you or like
but I think these people don't care about dying. Like once you do pick up everything,
well, if you don't care about dying that much, just kill yourself. Why are you killing other people?
Ideally you would
That's
want
not nice, bro. That's not nice.
But point is, for these people, like they've, I don't know, like once they do pick up the guns and they leave the house, they don't expect to live through the whole ordeal. They just expect to get killed.
Bro, they're psychotic enough to kill someone. They might even think they like might get away with this. They might think they became a hero after this. You never know with these people. They did some research on like do more guns in countries actually like make it safer, and then
I can save them the thousands of dollars they spent on research and say no.
Yeah, good job, bro. Just you see, like armchair psychologists knew this.
Honestly, bro.
Yeah,
and I saw the same video you guys did. To be honest, it was like a 44-minute
watch a video, bro.
We just read articles, bro. We don't watch videos.
Son watches videos at 1.5 speed and skips through.
Yeah. He just like sees like if it's an interesting
comments, bro.
Yeah, the comments for this one, to be honest.
Yeah. They say like only thing that can stop a bad person with a gun is a good person with a gun.
Yeah.
At that time you're just expecting a shootout, bro. Is that a country that you want to live in?
Nah, even so there were several good people with guns outside the school. What happened?
And they didn't even do anything about it. So it doesn't like more guns has never made any sense to me. But they are trying to bring in regulation. So they say like there's one law apparently that they're trying to pass, and then it's been stuck in Parliament for like the last 4 years. Yeah. That's the one Steve Kerr was mentioning about. Have you heard his speech, Steve Kerr?
Yeah, I saw the post game.
Yeah. So that's the one he was mentioning where he goes, there's a law which states that there needs to be more stricter background checks on people. Like I was asking my dad, how easy is it to buy a gun? And he says in particular states, like my dad was studying in Oklahoma at the time. He just said, you just take your driver's license, show it to them, and then you get one.
That's insane, bro.
You don't need to do like any
cigarettes down there, right?
Yeah, it's like buying a pack of cigarettes.
That's like picking up something from the post office here, bro.
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
they even
easier.
Give you more issues.
Oh, sorry. It's harder to get a driver's license. It's harder to adopt a pet. It's harder to adopt a kid than it is to buy a gun. So it doesn't make any logical sense why that's the case.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Second Amendment point of view.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell's with this guy's Second Amendment?
So you can buy a gun, but you can't drink beer in America.
Yeah. You need to be 21.
At 18.
You need to be 21 to drink beer, but then at 18 you could buy a gun.
I think this explains everything now.
What explains what?
I think
explains
agreed.
what?
Like they should have alcohol restrictions revisited now.
So they need to lower it to 18.
Kids are focused on like partying and all that aspect rather than just this nonce behavior they are displaying.
Yeah, true. They need an
to
outlet
lighten up
to
kind of.
But I don't know if
stupidity.
mixing alcohol with mental health issues is gonna lead to better outcomes. You know what one guy said? He was like the
FBI.
The NRA convention was 2 days away, so the timing of the shooting is sus. Because he was like a pro-gun lobbyist, so he was like, maybe they did like a red flag event, so it looks like they can put pressure on these NRA. Literally 3 days after this, the NRA event happened. NRA is like the big gun organization over there that promotes like gun. Owning guns and like everyone's Second Amendment rights or whatever. So they had an event 3 days after the incident happened, and everyone was like, we know they're not going to address this. And the way they addressed it was like literally like, oh, it's sad that it happened, but the answer is more guns and like promotion of more guns. So these people are like idiotic. Donald Trump spoke at it. All these other like
this is like the same kind of the guys that attend this event are the same kind of guy that were the sheep shearers back in Shepherd and like the Confederate flag.
There's like
the same demographic.
Correlation between them.
If you had a Venn diagram, these people would fit in.
There will be an overlap somewhere.
It's so surprising how passionate Americans are about guns.
Surprising.
Not surprising. It's so
perplexing.
Like
that's the word.
Perplexing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm smart.
Multifaceted, perplexing.
Before I used to think it was like because they see. Because before I used to think it's like, oh, they show it in their movies. That's why these people are into this stuff. But then it needs to be more than that. Like we see the same movies. We're not like, oh yeah, I want to own a gun.
No, but the thing is, if we had access to a gun,
maybe him. He might want.
If we had access to guns and like we have shops like tobacco shops.
Yeah.
Go and buy a vape or like whatever. We probably see it more often. We may want to have one just because why not kind of thing.
So that's the whole.
And then if a wedding, we'll just shoot it at the skies, and then it's just gonna exacerbate into one thing into
this
other.
is in Pakistan.
Yeah, like Pakistan, there is a culture as well of like owning guns. And I don't know if they have laws like even America does. I don't know what the laws are in Pakistan about owning guns. It probably not strict.
I don't think they would do anything.
But then still, like, I don't know what the reason is.
What's the similar thing between Pakistan and America? They're both third world countries.
Yeah, that's true as well. Like, I can't deny it, but like
Pakistan's second world, strictly second world.
Strictly second.
If Pakistan's second world, America's a first world country, then bro, like, come on.
Let's I'll take that.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan said if we hire war vets to be part of the school security guards.
You hired vets.
Yeah, to be part of school
Well,
security.
they have
The
their own
vets have their
PTSD,
own-
bro.
Huh?
They already have all
They would gladly be taking these jobs.
Well, they might shoot up a kid if the kid like crosses them the wrong way in the hallway.
Or like,
It's like, you know, I fought for you.
Bro, imagine like the alarm bell rings for like next period or some shit.
Oh yeah, and they think
They
it's
have
like a
PTSD,
drill
they're
or
like,
something.
oh,
It's like, oh no, a bomb's going off. That's not an answer, bro.
That's not an answer, bro.
Yeah. Joe Rogan's wrong about this, bro. So yeah, like we don't know what the answer is sitting so far away. Firstly, we're not affected by it. But yeah, screw like the gun culture in America. Have you yourself ever wanted to own a gun? Or do you think you'll feel safer owning a
The
gun?
thing is, I may have a weird impulse to just try it out in a random direction.
Yes, exactly.
Because I've had, like, my uncle used to have one in Pakistan, and he asked me to have it. But for some reason, I would just be like, just to shoot in the air. And I would have been 13 or 14 back
And
then.
you did it?
No, I didn't do it because for me, I was like, no, what would stop me just from like, testing it out
On your uncle.
on a different direction.
But it's so weird that he'd say that, because remember that wedding video we saw in Pakistan
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
shoot guns in the air and the bullets come back down?
Yeah. So for me, I was like, no, I don't want to touch it because like I don't know if I can control that itch I have.
Yeah.
So I didn't even, but I was 14 back then. So
He was smart enough at 14, bro. Now, I don't know what happened after that.
I think he's
Similarly,
regressed.
my cousin, like, you know, like you were talking about, like, situation was bad in Karachi at one point. So they used to be like, there used to be a group which used to target like weddings because they knew women will be wearing jewelry and like they will be coming in fancy cars. So they would target it as like a way to loot. So they used to tell one person to like carry a gun just in case, right? So one of our cousins used to have a gun and he used to get invited at every wedding just as security. And he had no like credentials to be a security person.
Free biryani. Oh my goodness.
And then
Bad.
because nothing happened at those events, he was like, I bought a gun. I kind of want to use it. So he would just, after every wedding, just like point it up in the air, start shooting for no reason. And I was like, why the hell did everyone allow this BS to go on? And like, every time a gun was present, I didn't feel safe. I felt more threatened. I don't know what the logic is. Like, if you have a gun, you will feel
what
safer.
anyone else does. He could just shoot it, and the second one just
It
he
could
can't
like,
control it.
like even accidentally, it could like shoot like someone else or whatever. So I don't know. Like, I wouldn't feel safer if there was a gun present. So especially like if I went to a school and then they were armed.
Literally everyone
has one. I would be like, yeah, I'm getting homeschooled, bro.
So what is
Screw this.
happening? Are parents not sending kids in school in Texas now? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't, bro.
There would be summer vacation now, because I think it was only a few days or a couple days before summer vacation there.
Yeah.
So
like if I had a kid, I wouldn't send them to school, bro. Screw that. Like,
yeah,
no.
I'd let him stay home.
Yeah,
Like it's a
homeschooling.
bit it's a bit retarded, man. Like,
Homeschooling, bro.
bro, imagine sending your kid to school and being worried about them.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Proper
Our
third
parents
world
wouldn't care about us, but like some parents
my
would.
parents used to care every time I used to leave school for tuition back in Pakistan.
country.
I used to reach the tuition center. My mom, I used to call her when I used to leave. She used to call me and make sure I reached.
Yeah. Because the situation was bad in Karachi.
And
at
it
the
was
time.
pretty tough back then.
Yeah. So like over here, like our parents never like had the like even thought that something like this could happen to us.
Yeah.
Or like I'm not gonna even like unless it happens, I'm not gonna even like let my mind think of that. Like
yeah,
well,
yeah.
potentially
Like,
something
that's
bad
what we
could
think
happen.
of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
One time, the worst thing that happened, like one time, a disgruntled father came to our school,
Yeah.
and then he was very angry. So they rang like the alarm bells, and then we thought some like terrorists had come into the building. So the like we knew what the drill was. Everyone goes into the room, and then we're like all peering through the windows trying to see if like there's a guy with a knife or a gun like walking around. It was just an angry father sitting in front of the office, like demanding to meet the principal, and they locked down the school for that. So if
It's funny.
like that incident caused so much panic, imagine actual gun shooter
Bro,
running
yeah,
around. What the hell are you gonna do?
lockdowns for us just if like someone walks onto the school grounds and they don't know who it is, and it's like obviously
One kid
an adult or
went to
something.
primary school with you. His older brother came to our high school and then did the same thing. And then that caused panic as well. I'll tell you off the podcast who it was. But yeah, like that kind of stupid stuff, like that's what causes panic over here.
It's pretty crazy. It's such a big contrast to what happens in America.
Yeah.
But it's also really sad for teachers and stuff. Because,
they're saying like teachers need to be arm trained and whatever.
Yeah, and they're like, obviously, I'm pretty sure teachers already complain about pay and everything over there and conditions there. But it's like pretty chilling that like if like they have to be the ones in charge if something like that happens.
Yeah.
And like, I guess some of them might even take it upon themselves to protect the kids if like a shooter enters the room or some shit. So they're putting their own lives at risk as well.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty insane.
So do you reckon all the teachers should go through police training prior?
No.
Or we should hire police as teachers now? Like any
or
suitable
war veterans, as Joe Rogan said. Yeah. Okay, let's end on this. If say Australia allowed like guns and then your neighbor had a gun, would that make you want to own yourself a gun just to be safe?
No. Like why would
Honestly,
my neighbor?
Say 50% of Australians had a gun, would you be then like...
Honestly, I might, but I would also put in measures that like my kid can't get it or anything as well. It would just be a pistol though. It wouldn't be anything.
What's
like,
pistol?
I think I might.
What's pistol? What's rifle?
Pistol.
Bro, you've played enough games, you know what the difference between a pistol and a rifle
you've
is.
seen my kill.
He sucks at all the shooting games,
Pistol
bro.
is just a semi-automatic like handgun.
Like you gotta reload it every single time.
No.
It has
like
a
what is
magazine.
AR-9?
AR-9 is an assault rifle, like a big assault rifle.
Okay.
With 2 arms.
What is 1911?
I don't know.
It's the first gun you get in court. Like you know when you land.
Oh,
that's a pistol. That's a
Okay.
pistol. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Brother, how do you not know this, bro?
Like, bro, I'm not American like you guys are.
Anyway, so yeah, I think what urges more Americans to get guns is the fact that my neighbor has a gun or people in my neighborhood have a gun.
It's true because like if you get robbed or something, people are robbing you with guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously that can be easily fatal if the guy who's robbing you freaks out and shoots you or something.
Yeah.
But he's gonna freak out more if you have a gun now than otherwise. Right now, if he knows you don't have, like in UK when robbers have gun, they don't kill you.
Yeah.
They just make sure you're safe.
UK has a culture of knives as well, though. More
They
so.
do.
Yeah.
But like, there is enough guns in UK that for the gangs, like they wouldn't raise their guns. One gun will
but
be
my
used.
thing is, it could be a 19-year-old who freaks out. He was expecting to come in, rob the shit, get out, not see anyone. If he sees someone, he might freak out and be like, "Shit, what do I do?" And he's got 50 million things, and he just shoots. Like it could be like his first robbery. He has no idea how to do it. He's nervous, sweating, blah blah. Like it's as simple as that. Like I'd definitely keep a gun in my house. I'd just be wary of where I'm keeping it, how it's locked, because I don't want my kids or anything to get it.
Yeah. One of our friends is very keen on America, and I'm gonna ask him like, where in America you gonna move, bro? Firstly,
that's actually what deters you from going to America.
Not for visit is different though.
No, I mean actually living there. The gun control and the universal healthcare. Because like it's crazy, right? If someone just like road rage, right? If like you accidentally brake check someone or something or cut someone off or some shit, and then they go full spastic, they pull out a gun and shoot at you. It's GG.
Yeah.
That's it.
You one, that's likely to happen. Secondly, universal healthcare sucks enough that you have to pay out of your own pocket to get fixed up.
And you'll be
if you survive.
stuck in medical debt for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Anyway, we might just visit America, but we're not coming to live there. Anyway, condolences to the family that lost their kids. Yeah, can't say anything more. Anyway, this has been another Trash Talk experience. Catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Follow us on our TikTok and Instagram. We'll catch you in the next one.
Are we TikTokers now?
Yeah, bro, we know this.
That's embarrassing.
Bro, I post all nice talks, brother.